Coach Jesse here. We're going over what to eat in a day, especially if you are green. Your goal is to gain healthy weight to build muscle from what you have now. We went over the meal template, which is where you know what a meal looks like and you have a portion of each representative, category of food. And I really like a precision nutrition guide for this, where your protein goes as the size of your palm. The vegetable is the fist. The carbs is kind of fits in your hand like a handful, and then the thumb represents the fat. Now, not every meal is going to have all these kind of divided into its own pile on your plate, but it does give you a reference point. And if you follow this, pretty much every time you're going to nail that it's the right protein amount, the right carbohydrate amount, the right amount of vegetables, the right amount of fat. This really does work well. And we like it because you're not counting all the calories. What do I eat in a meal? Well, it depends. It depends on what you're doing that day. It depends on what you already ate, all that type of thing. If it's before a workout and I haven't eaten in a few hours, I'm going to do a protein sparing, which is protein and carbs. Could be fats as well. During the day, you need that pick me up in the afternoon. You're feeling hungry, that low energy, that headache. That's when you would justify a snack as well. And also, by the end of the day, you are buffing up your protein number, and you might surprise yourself that you get pretty close to that 1 gram per pound of body weight. Even within green, which like we are doing it different than blue. So in this case, I'm happy with my body composition. Other than that, I want to build more muscle. I'm trying to gain some healthy weight. I'm trying to put on. So all I'm really doing is I'm modulating my carbs. We could even further break it down to light green and dark green. Light green is where, hey, like I'm a normal weight. I just need to add some muscle on top of what I have. I have like no muscle, or I want more muscle than I have. But as far as my body fat amount, I'm happy with that. It's just a matter of building. So I do need to do enough protein and fats. I need to do enough micronutrients, but I do need a surplus of carbs. I do need to fill in what was burned in the workout. If I'm a dark green, I'm like underweight. I have a really fast metabolism. I'm just trying to really gain any weight. Like, it's hard enough to gain fat. If I want to gain muscle, which atrophies if I don't keep working on it, I really need to pump in some calories. And it's not going to make you fat if you pump in extra carbs and fats. And that's the main difference between these two. Is the dark green, you're like loading calories in when and wherever you can, and it will produce awesome results. This is one thing people get wrong. People have asked me, they're like, Jesse, you recommend the amino recovery and the protein shake. What's the difference? When do I do what? Well, if I'm going to have a meal right after I work out, then I'm going to do amino recovery, and then I'm getting the full list of amino acids when I eat the meal. If it's going to be a while until I eat a meal, then I'm doing the protein shake, because the protein shake supplies the same amount of protein that a meal would. Whereas the amino recovery, it is helping stimulate recovery, but it's not supplying all of the amino acids that you need. I would still take it the next day in the morning. Now, the protein shake can be in a meal in itself, but from a green perspective, I'm adding some, maybe a little bit of spinach and some almond butter, milk, or frozen banana, something like that. So if I'm working out early in the morning, absolutely, I need some carbs and some protein. This is protein sparing, and I'm going to try to take this. If I'm going at 6 a.m., at like 5:15, 5:30, I'm having that so that I'm fueling myself. I'm feeding off of that in the workout. Not everyone has an appetite in the morning, or if you're working out early, you don't have enough time to eat something. You can also take the amino recovery before or during the workout, which will help with protein sparing as well. And then notice that vegetables, there's only like 2 of those portions per day. I'm really watching that because I don't want to fill up all my room with vegetables, because those are energy sparse, even though they are nutrient dense. I need to fill up with things like protein and stuff like egg yolks and cheese and yogurt, things like that have a lot of energy and a lot of nutrients, not just the nutrients. If I take up all my room eating a bunch of broccoli, I don't have room for the real stuff I need, like the protein and fats and carbs. The only difference here, if you're working out a little later, is you probably have time for that full breakfast, and then you're totally replacing with all the nutrients with the protein shake. And then from a weight gain perspective, a mass gaining perspective, you're already sensitive to insulin. What I used to do is add 2 sugar packets to my protein shake, just straight glucose to fire up my insulin even more. And that's how I gained a lot of muscle in 1 semester in college. That's what really turned me on to this stuff. If I'm working on the afternoon, then it's probably where, I want to try to do lunch after. So I probably need some kind of mid-morning snack at like 11, 11:30, 12 if I'm doing like a 1 p.m. workout. If I'm working out at night, then I'm going to do a full dinner after, and I got to do a snack before because, again, we want that protein sparing before we work out so that we don't tap in and become catabolic during the workout. So our takeaways here is we need to eat for body needs first, then we need to eat for energy, and we actually need to eat more than like the blue because we are trying to fill back in burned energy so that we don't lose weight. And then we have to plan around our activity and workouts, keeping in mind that protein sparing. And then all we're really doing is modulating carbs. If I'm a dark green, I'm really going heavier on the fats than normal to buff up that calorie number. Not going to make you fat. It's going to make you fill out and have an amazing physique. So I'm excited. Ask me any questions that you have. If we haven't met, I'm Jesse Walker at Ascend Fitness. I've had my own struggles with overeating, with sugar, with not feeling comfortable in the gym or knowing what to do, with being injured, doing the wrong exercises. And if you're looking for a starting point, I hope this content is helpful. If you want more specific information and guidance, we're happy to connect with you. You're welcome to go into our profile, click the link to start a conversation, and we will help you with correct form. We will help you with accountability because you know that there's a dream inside of you. You know that you can have full confidence, full energy in a body and a life that you're proud of. We're happy to work with you to help you get there so you can live the life you were meant to live.